advise the company on best way where there are weaknesses. And I also ensure that assets of the company are safeguarded. And I ensure that people are handling their duties as per the policies and procedures of the company, and also to ensure that the main aim of the company is achieved. So basically, I aim to improve on the processes of the company. And terms of employment, as I've stated, my contract, I'm a contract staff, and 5-year contracts, which ended in 30th June.
Thank you, Mercy. And of course, you mentioned your duties and your daily activities in Kewasco. Do you have a contract letter with you? Do you have a contract letter with you?
Actually, as you are aware, that I've not been in a position to access my office since there is unrest in the company. But maybe given time, I can provide if it's needed.
Okay, so we actually need the contract later so that you can move, but we are giving you time, probably in the next 24 hours. You should have failed the both.
I don't know if I'll be able to access the...
You will be assisted. Yeah, where you are going to get that letter. You will get support from the other teams who actually came before you. So, Madam Mercy, and I hope you heard your role very well, that you are supporting the company by ensuring that people perform their duties. What about now when there is unrest? Are you supporting the company as at now? And of course, how many audit reports have you gone through so far? And what are the challenges and the outcomes of those reports you've gone through? Because I understand since 2014, yes, you've been in the company, and I would like you to tell this committee what have you done. And basically, you said you are assisting the company in terms of policies and also the operations. So kindly brief this committee on what you've done since 2014 up to date.
Okay. As I've said, we conduct normal audits. So basically, at the beginning of the financial year, I come up with an audit plan. That's the audit I'm going to conduct throughout the plan, the year, the financial year. So it is which I present to the audit committee, and they approve. So I work as per the audit plan. So the number of audits that I've done, they are as per the audit plan, which is approved by the audit committee where I report to. In terms of the number, you're saying I've given recommendations in those audits, and once I finish the audits at the end of a quarter, I come up with a summary of the major findings, which I present to the audit committee, giving recommendations. I highlight areas of weaknesses where there needs to be improved, and I give recommendations. So that is discussed at the audit committee level and presented by the committee to the full board. So in the report, the issues I have highlighted, I highlight and I give a chance to the management to give their response on how they are going to address the issues raised. So in the board, basically the MD, because he goes to the board, he's a member of the board, he gives the board ways of how the issues raised in the audits are going to be addressed. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you. And before I give to Honorable Vincent, how many staffs are working under you?
I have 2 staff working under me. So plus me, we are 3 in the department. 1 permanent and 1 on contract.
1 permanent and 1 on contract.
And me also on contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me allow this chance to Honorable Vincent to ask question.
Thank you very much, Chair. Now, I would like to know from you, since you are the auditor, do you also work with the auditors who normally come from the external audit? For example, Office of the Auditor General. And if you do work with them, do you normally also look at the reports and compare with what you are doing? And does it also match? Again, we'd like to know from you, because it's like you are the eye of the company in terms of looking at how the operations are running and also giving out recommendations, especially on matters finance. We'd like to know whether the company has been compliant, or the compliance side of it when you audit compliance of the company. Again, let me ask you, so that also you can be able to give us whether you have ever found ineligible expenditures or expenditures that maybe is not eligible in the company. Have you ever also maybe found out in your audits irregular payments? Again, when the allowances that are not regular to the board or the management, have you ever found that? I would also like to know from you where there has been improper procurement also of goods and services, because I know those are the areas that you look at. It's also good to see, because you have the reports, you can give us a brief whether generally there has been irregular procurement, because I know those are the things you see. Again, I know you normally also give out recommendations, either on policy or on issues to do with administration. Have you ever made any reports? And if you have, maybe you can also table to us so that we can have a look at it. There are other issues, again, that deal with risks and internal controls. What have you observed during your audits? Maybe you can respond to that, so that if there is any further question, you can proceed.
To add that one, I think there's one part you have not answered it well. The audit report since 2014. So you'll lump together, because I asked earlier that how many reports have you come up with since 2014? So continue and respond it well. Then after that I'll give other honorable members to ask questions.
Okay, the actual number of reports, I may not have the exact number, because we carry out a number of audits in sometimes in a month we might conduct 2 or 3, depending on the size of the department and the amount of work to be done. Some can even take even more than 1 month. So the actual number, I may not have the actual number unless you give me time. I go back and, but basically, the ones presented to the board at the end of every quarter, I have a report summarized for the audits done in the quarter. So in terms of the ones presented to the board, I normally have one per quarter, which is summarized for all the audits done in that quarter. So if I go as per the number that's been presented to the audit committee, I can say 4 per year, which this 4 is a summary of a number of audits. You know, some audits you perform and the issues raised are not major. So what is presented to the audit committee are major issues. So you can find in a quarter, I've done even, say, even 7 audits, but I'll come up with a summary. So if you go by the ones presented to the board, it's 4 per year times 10. I've stayed in Kewasco for around 10 years. Yeah. So.
Do you have the latest report with you?
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm given time, I can retrieve them from the office.
But of course, Madam Mercy, you were given a letter.
Yes, but I could not access the office. As you know, there is. I have the soft copies.
We need those soft copies. You could have prepared.
Yeah, the soft copies I have.
You have
the hard copies which are signed. The committee files are kept in the MD's office.
I'm saying, were you not able to prepare? Because most of the people who have appeared before this committee have their documents whom they are requested to come with. And of course, this was a timely duration. You were given enough time. 1 week was enough for you to prepare all those reports. So, meaning, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. People were given specific reports to present to the committee.
Yes.
Me, I was not given specific reports.
Okay, and then can you continue the questions? I'll give you 2 minutes at the tail end of those questions so that you can give us a summary of the report, of the latest report from the Kewasco. So briefly answer the one the members have asked, and then I'll give you 2 minutes of your time to read and tell us a summary report of the latest 3 months in your office. Thank you.
Okay. I continue answering the questions?
See the questions.
Yes, yes. You asked for the external audits, if I work with them. External audits, like the internal audit, we are independent officers. So when they come to do their audit, as per the auditing guidelines, they can rely on my reports. They can request for my reports and go through them. And also, they can choose to do their own audits. Yeah, so depending on them. But most of the time when they come, they normally request for my reports, which I share with them. And sometimes they call me for a discussion. Yeah, we discuss the issues facing the company. And sometimes they even have questionnaires to be answered by the internal audit. So I can say we work together. And if you check their reports, they normally raise the same issues, which I also raise, and which are also raised by other independent auditors. We also normally have audits by the regulator. So if you check all our reports, we normally report on the same issues, basically. And you're asking about expenditures, if they're ineligible expenses. I can't say they are ineligible expenses because, okay, by the time an expenditure is raised, there has to be reasons, and they are raised by the user departments, and basically The expenses for the company, they are normal expenditure, like their expenditure on fuel, expenditure on meals. I cannot say they are ineligible expenses because all expenses pass through a process. Yeah, it is raised and they pass through so many people, so many approvals. So by the time you say
Chair.
there is...
Chair, through the chair, I don't think we are here to listen to stories. As an auditor, you should give us a comprehensive report for the company. So if you are coming here to cook stories, I think you are not treating us in the right manner, because we had given you enough time. And you cannot tell us that you cannot access the office while you are the auditor of Kewasco. So please, can you provide to this committee on a serious note, because we are not here to listen to stories. You got an invitation a week ago, and we need evidence. We need guidelines that bind Kewasco. So kindly respect your office and provide us with the necessary report. Kindly.
Proceed, Madam Massey, proceed, and just be precise, right? Proceed.
I don't know which, I have soft copies of the reports, and I will provide the hard copies.
Go ahead. What honorable members are asking, be precise on your presentation kindly so that we can make progress. Massey, just proceed and have an evidence-based in the report. Just be precise. Thank you.
You asked about if there are any improper procurements. None that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Chairman, I have a question.
No, you have two questions. I'll give it to you straight away. So, are you done with the irregular expenditure? You haven't heard you presenting the same. I haven't heard you irregular payment to board. And those are the questions which were posed by Honorable Vincent. Are you done, or can you add you a number of questions on top of it so that you can answer them?
Yeah, I'm done.
You are done?
Yes.
Massey, are you done?
Yeah.
I haven't heard you on the responses on the irregular expenditure.
Massey, sorry, let me repeat again. I wanted to know what is your findings on the compliance within the company. Is the company compliant? Again, the expenses. Maybe have you found out any expenditure that is not approved or not within the budget? Again, the other things like payments, for example, irregular payments. I was given an example of, for example, maybe to board members, or even issues like fuel and the rest. There is the issue of procurement. I have not heard you mention whether you could say yes, there is, or there is not. For example, in procurement matters, what is it that maybe you have found out that is not regular or is not good? Because I know when you find out that something is good, there's no need for you even to report in audit.
Yes.
Why do you report something that is working well? And here, even when you look at the auditor's report, there's a place where there was around 4 million that is captured, where the payments was not explained, for example. I wanted to maybe to even tell us, because you are the internal auditor, you are there on day-to-day basis. And this was reported by an auditor from an external source. So that's why it's very important for you to tell this committee where there are issues that are in the audit that are not maybe done in the right manner. Again, maybe so that you can finalize in the end, you normally get responses. And sometimes you resolve, maybe within the company, because you have gotten the facts. What about those that are not resolved? What do you do with it? So those are the things that I would like to know maybe at the end. But now, the irregularity or something that is not working normally in the company, have you ever found out, and what is it?
Okay.
So that you can you will not repeat it again. I hope you noted down all those questions. But you have a very live example of the police unit vehicle, of which they are being fueled by the company, and there is no proper procurement procedures followed. You see, if that is, if you never capture that one, then you're not serious. One, when a police car was requested from elsewhere, and you see you don't have a procurement plan for all the entire year, and when it comes on board, you are given a request that it should fuel. That is an audit report that should appear. And of course, when you are fueling, of course, the vehicles for the MD, there are some who fuel, and you have evidence. Will give you. If you not state anything against that one, then we'll give you the evidence on the fuel, where the MD fuel the car in a span of 50 minutes, twice in a period of 50 minutes, so that you can respond on those one question asked. Then I'll give Honorable Martin to add, and Honorable Peter Kemoy. So take your 5 minutes, Madam Masi, to respond on those questions.
Okay. The issue regarding fuel, I had done an audit on the fleet management, and I came up with a report on the fuel, which I had analyzed the fuel consumption of the company vehicles. Yeah, so I have a report on the fuel, which I can furnish the committee with. And issues to do with the police vehicle, the one you're saying it was fueled. We have the water police unit, which was, they normally come to the company to assist the company in handling the non-revenue water, basically to handle the illegal consumers, the illegal water consumers. So basically when they come, they assist the company to deal with the illegal water consumers. And out of experience, they have managed to work on so many issues to arrest several illegal consumers and prosecute some of the cases. So I can say they have added value to the company. So when they come to the company, they are facilitated to do their work. Yeah.
Do you have a report on the people who are charged, and on your report, the benefits, how much money were recovered, And you need a report on that one. If you have the report, you will furnish to this committee.
No, I don't have a report. I don't have internal audit report on that.
Why are you saying you are aware?
Yeah, I'm aware because, yes, of course, I have to find out if it's adding value to the company. So
the recovery, I'm talking of the recovery, Madam Mercy. Don't mention anything. If you don't have any report on the recovery, you see, you've said several cases of illegal connection, and it has added value to the company. Of course, in your report, you have a report on the same.
No, not from.
Yeah, have you done an audit report on the same?
No.
And then you withdraw.
Okay.
You withdraw the issue of the police, water police unit.
Okay, I will.
Then you proceed. With your responses.
Yeah, okay, you were asking about if there are irregular payments, irregular procurements done. None that I have captured. Yeah, I have a report on fuel, which I will furnish the committee on fuel management, yeah.
The report on fuel management is good.
No,
or it's bad? Recommendations?
Okay, I was highlighting that the fuel consumption in the company is so high, and I did an analysis but it was within the budget. It's within the budget, but I was recommending that it needs further to be reduced. Yeah, I was recommending that although it is within the budget, it needs to be reduced further. So, and I did an analysis of the fuel consumed by different company vehicles versus the revenues and the jobs done and the work. And from the reports, you could find that, some of the vehicles need the work done versus the fuel consumed were not commensurate.
Okay. Give Honorable Martin to ask a round of questions, and then Honorable Peter Kema followed the two.
Thank you, Chairman. Mercy, I've heard you. I've said since you are the internal auditor, you give recommendations and advice to the management. And we are here because of the challenges that is faced by Kewasco. You've said you report to audit committee. Who are the membership of this committee? Mercy. And also you've said you make recommendations and you advise the company. These recommendations or the advice that you are giving to the management acted upon because you prepare reports also as you've indicated, and you give advice and recommendations based on the report that you've made. Tell this committee if your advice as per the reports acted upon. Thank you, Chairman.
There is one question, then let me give Honorable, just note it down so that you can make progress. I'll give Honorable Peter Kemoy.
There is an invoice. Do you have the work ticket for the MD?
No, there is no work ticket for the MD's car.
Why? Is it a private car or a company car?
It's a company car.
Why does it doesn't have the work ticket? As the auditor, what is your recommendation?
Okay, I believe the purpose of a work ticket is so that the company vehicle only do trips that are authorized, and so that there can be accountability on the maybe part of the fuel and other controls. In this case, the MD was issued with a company car, and he's not. He was not given a driver. He's the one who drives the vehicle. So the work of work tickets is for accountability, since he's the one.
So how do you account for the fuel that it's consumed by the car for the MD? And as per the regulation, is he supposed to be to drive himself, or is supposed to have a drive?
Okay, according to, you see, those are some of the benefits he was given as the MD, and in his letter, he is not limited. There is no, he's not been given a limit, let's say, on the amount of fuel he's supposed to use, or he's not limited such that maybe he should use the car for official only, or is just given the company car to use. Yeah, there was no clear indications in the letter.
Now, are you aware that on 12th September 2023, he fueled his car 46.26 liters, and on the same day, within a span of 4 minutes, he fueled the same car with 51 liters, which is equivalent to 97.26 liters, which transfers to Kenya shillings 18,965. Can you account for that?
In the report I've said I did about fuel. I had highlighted that there were company vehicles that seems to be consuming a lot of fuel, and I did an analysis. So as I have said, the MD's letter does not have a limit on the.
I'm asking, are you aware that on 12th of September 2023, he fueled his car 46.26 liters, and on the same day, after almost 4 minutes, he fueled the same car with 51 liters. So unless you are telling us the capacity of the tank for the MD is almost 100 liters. Can you confirm that?
No. The capacity, I believe the MD's car is, I am not sure of the capacity. I don't know the amount of liters the vehicle can
Then
take
what are
at
you
once.
auditing?
Of course, it cannot
Mercy.
take. Of course, it cannot take 100 liters at once. Yeah, that is not
The
possible.
capacity in terms of liters, it can consume how many liters? The tank capacity of the MD car.
I think it's 220.
Okay, Madam Mercy, I think I want to assist you. Do you have a report on the September 2023? If you can check on your file, do you have a report on fuel? Or you've not done? You can say yes or no.
I have done, but I think my report, the report I did, let me confirm the period for the.
If you are still confirming, or is there anything? Is the fueling of MD vehicle exemption? You are not doing any report on it?
No.
Because
I do for all the company
all
vehicles.
the company vehicles.
Yes.
Then you must have captured this one. It should be at the back of your mind, knowing that there is a certain period on September 2023, the MD vehicle was fueled twice, and that should also assist you. You see, you should be free to tell us anything. Don't fear, because it is you are protected. I know probably maybe MD, you fear that MD will have a challenge on you, but just say it openly.
I'm not fearing anything, Chair.
So don't work under duress, kindly.
Also, on a rejoinder on the same question, I hope you do insure the motorcycles and the vehicles for the company.
Yes.
What is the current status of the insurance?
Let him finish. Okay,
Yeah.
as can you finish, because I know you are opening up the report, and we are not giving you pressure. Of course, you are not an accountant, so can you check on your report and tell us what has happened? Then we give you a round of questions. Are you able to assess it now? That is September 2023, your report. Give her time, a minute. One minute.
Chair, maybe so that we can be able to,
Okay.
there's something I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe I would like to know from you, for you to furnish us with information very well. Do you prefer to give us in a report form? And then maybe again, if there are issues that you know that are glaring, you see there are issues that you also know that you want to mention to this committee, that you see this issue and this issue and this, the issues that you know. You can just tell us But in the company, you have questions over 1, 2, 3. But the rest, if you can capture it very well in the report, then you can submit to us. That is better, so that we can be able to engage properly in what you do. Again, you see this committee is an oversight committee. We are more of doing the same job. So when you furnish us with information, it's going to help us to be transparent to the people of Kericho County because they want to know. Actually, most of the reports, even the OAG reports, is made public. So whatever you know or whatever you have is not supposed to be maybe secluded or maybe put in private. No, it's not confidential. This is a public institution, and everything that you do can be made public for people of Kericho to know. Thank you.
Actually, I've been able to access the report. The fuel usage analysis that I did, the report was for the period July 2022 to March 2023. So now in the next audit, we pick up from where we stopped. So the report I did was for the period July 2022 to March 2023.
So already a table report is up to which date? July 2020? 23?
For the fuel usage, yes. Up to July 2022 to March 2023.
2023 March?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you were not able to give us the one for September?
I'm not able. My scope did not go up to September. My scope was up to March 2023. So next, now when I do the next audit, I pick up from period after March.
Okay, thank
but
you.
you had informed this committee that you are doing quarterly reports.
Yes.
So from September to date, that is 2023.
That is,
how many quarters are they missing?
I do quarterly reports,
yes,
but still as per the annual work plan. So for the fuel motor vehicle maintenance report, I have already done. So I did this. Yeah, I did the audit in May to June 2023. Yeah, so that was as per the work plan. So until now, I come up with another work plan for the next year.
You're handing your term, of course.
Yeah, people who will come after they will
audit.
Yes, they will audit.
So meaning it will give problems to the company, because if you leave the company in halfway without compiling all the reports, you see, when you are handing over, it will bring a lot of challenges. And of course, I'm not saying you are handing over. Probably you might get a chance of coming back. But also, of course, it will be a lot of burden to you.
No, it is not halfway. It is as per my work plan. You see, the work plan runs from July to June, end of the financial year. So there are those reports that will come at the beginning of the financial year. There are those that will come at the end of the financial year.
If my mind is having me well.
Yes.
During your introduction, you say you serve the board.
Yes.
With quarterly reports.
Yes.
So from June to June, it is an year.
Yes.
You want to tell us that you have not served the board for the full year? Or what do you mean by quarterly report?
I have served the board.
But why are you not able to give us? You know, you cannot take us just for granted. Give us the right report.
Yes, Chair.
If you are the internal auditor,
yes,
you should provide enough evidence. Don't take this house just for the sake. We need evidence. All these things are at your table. The only report that I know you have not submitted, it is for the quarterly, that is up to June 2024, which is from April, May, June. But the other reports from March, you should have submitted because those are other quarters. So kindly don't take us lightly. Provide for us another evidence.
Okay, Chair. What I mean when I say I do quarterly reports, it is not possible to do a report of all the departments in the company every quarter. We are only 3 in the department. So, and Kewasco is big, it has so many departments. So, I will come up, the work plan has all the departments.
Which report now, or for which department are you giving? It's like you are exempting some other departments. As the auditor, you should be giving, and I heard you very well, that you give a summary of a quarter report for all the departments, if I heard you well.
Yes.
So you cannot tell us that quarterly you cannot give a report for a certain department. That is a lie to this committee.
And Madam Mercy, I think as I've told you, don't fear. You see, you are not here to prosecute you. We are requesting because you have a duty, and you are the rightful person to give us this information. When you are auditor, then you just be candid and furnish the committee with the information. Of course, there's something you can see from your face. It's like there's something you want to hide. Don't hide. Just say the way it is.
I am not hiding anything, Chair. If I can give a preview of how our plan looks like planned activity and the month. So like I have so many departments. I have procurement, I have stores management, I have audit of the human resource management, petty cash, meter reading, meter installation, metering and billing of customer. And then in my next column, I have the month, which I have specified, like procurement, I have specified I will do it in the month of May. Stores and procurement, stores management audit I will do in the month of February, and another one in the month of July. HR, I have specified I will do in the month of August. Petty cash, October. Meter reading, February. So what I mean by saying I do a summary at the end of the quarter, if let's say it's first quarter, there are those audits which are specified in the work plan that I will do in quarter 1. So those audits which I did in quarter 1, I will do a summary. It is not possible to do an audit of all the departments every quarter. So there are specific audits which I have highlighted in the work plan, which is approved by the audit committee. So that is the summary I'm saying I do at the end of every quarter. So for the issue of the fuel management, I did in the month of June. So anything that came after June will be done in the next audit. It's not possible to do every quarter.
Chairman.
So I have nothing to hide.
So thank you. I think you will give us those reports.
Yes, I will provide.
And so that it assists this committee. Let me give a round of a question from Honorable Martin, one, and then Honorable Noela.
Sorry to add on to that. So even in this report, even if it's not capturing up to September 2023, you will see the issues I have raised touching on those vehicles. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. Mercy, initially you mentioned that you are doing reports quarterly, and there was a question that I posed to you concerning the audit committee. You are reporting the composition of the audit committee. You are reporting to this one also. No, there was something also that I asked you about the recommendations that you are making, whether they are acted upon. I wanted you answer that because I wanted also to hear about the concerns that you've raised from the reports you've raised, you are doing quarterly. So can you tell this committee the composition of this, of the committee you are reporting to, and if the recommendations, because you've said in the reports you are giving, you highlight areas of concern. Can you tell us whether even your recommendation or advice are acted upon? And if there is maybe some supportage from whatever you would feel to be done in the department that is not done, that brings down the department, the company.
Note it down. Those are two questions. Let me give Undo Banoela to ask another one.
Okay, Madam Mercy, I will really wish you to confirm that you have been able to serve the two different MDs, and as per now, you are aware that we don't have a board. So I wanted you to confirm to the committee that all your advice that you have been giving of late, they have been ending at the MD office, and maybe they have not been acted upon. Then the second one, I wanted you also to put a clearance on. You are the one who is doing the reports of audit on the Kewasco. So I would really wish you to maybe tell us that, on your view, the rule of 1/3 salary, which the company has breached on, how best have you advised the company? And then, maybe the last one, are you aware that there are staff who are dismissed? Maybe I can read the names of the staffs. Paul Koech, Bernard Koech, Willie Tanui. So I really wanted you also to tell us your advice after they had been dismissed. Thank you.
Madam Mercy, I know you've noted down those questions. And last one is that you are aware of Hilary Ngeno?
Yes.
Who resigned last year, September.
Yes.
And when he resigned, as per the law, when somebody has resigned from the company, he need not to involve himself in any activities of the company. So in our report here, we have a signatory. He was able to transact 1.7 million in the payment of KWFT. That is his signature on 7th of May 2024. So you will tell us whether it's captured in the report and what is your resolution on the same. Thank you. Move ahead. Continue.
Okay. You're asking about the membership of the audit committee. First of all, currently there is no audit committee because there is no board. So unless you want to know about the previous members, the previous, there were the audit chair, which is Director Susan Rero, who was the audit chair. And then the members, there were Simon Serem, Director Simon Serem, and Director Julia Stanway. Those were the three members of the Audit and Risk Committee. You're asking if reports are being acted upon. Sorry. When I come up with an audit report, the findings, before even I present to the committee, I give the departmental head the report for the management comments. First, they have to agree with the findings, and then they give the way forward, how to address the findings. Then I present the report to the audit committee. So at the audit committee, I will avail the minutes. You can see the deliberations of the committee. And people are asked to the managers, the responsible. They give how they are going to address. So the main challenge we get from that is that there are issues that are always recurring. Yeah, you audit this year, you find those issues, you audit the next year, the same issues. Yeah. So the challenge there is about the recurring audit issues. Also, I was asked about if I've worked under 3 different MDs. I worked under Engineer Festus Ngeno when I arrived, and then I worked under the Managing Director, Terer, and then I've worked with the current MD. So I've worked with 3 MDs, and the reports don't end at the MD's office. After I do my reports, I give a copy to the MD and I present them myself to the audit committee. So I give him a copy of what I'm going to present, and I present to the audit committee, and the committee presents the issues at the full board. So it is not the MD who presents to the board. And you also asked about the 1/3 rule, 1/3 of basic salary rule. We have an issue, and it has been recurring, I think, ever since I joined Kewasco. There are staff who are earning below the 1/3 of the basic salary rule. And I've been raising this issue, and it has been raised by other auditors, the Auditor General. They have been raising this issue. So since it is an issue that dates way back, there are staff who had taken, when I joined, there are staff who had taken huge loans, which were way below the 1/3. That is when I came, sometimes staff apply for salary advances when they have issues. So some had been given salary advances that were taking long. But since I've been raising this issue and how it has been addressed, I'm not the one to address. I give recommendations, which is acted upon by the concerned departments. So the response I was given is that there are no current loans, which I have also confirmed. There are no current loans that are approved that are below the 1/3 rule. And the management has written to the banks that they should not allow loans that are below the 1/3 rule. But I'm not the one to implement. They're implemented by the HR and the commercial department. You also asked about the staff who had been dismissed, about Paul Koech, Bernard Koech, and Willie Koech, Willie Tanui. There is a process for dismissing company staff. There are various, there is a channel that is followed. So I can say for like Paul Koech, he was dismissed on grounds of desertion of duty. He was not absconding duty. And he had been given several show cause letters.
Kindly, do you have a report on the same? Because if you want to defend the issues of dismissal of Paul Koech and Bernard, HR was there yesterday.
Yes.
And she has been asking for the report, and the MD has never allowed her to assess. So, meaning, if you are in assess of, you have the report with you?
Okay.
If you are not aware of those reports, kindly say you are not aware, because one, even your HR has been requesting for the same, and she has never accessed the report. So, Madam Mercy, do you have the report?
Okay. As I have said, when I audit, the reports I come up with are the ones which have issues there. There are those audits I will do, and I might not raise the report. So I don't have a report on this, but when I audited HR, of course, I went through the files of this staff.
So the files are with you?
No, they are not with me. I'm not a custodian of the HR files.
You are not aware?
I'm not aware, but when I did the audit, I got, this was...
Through the chair, you say they were served with Shoko's letters.
Yes.
Several.
Yes.
Do you have copies?
No, I don't have copies.
How did you know that he was given Shoko letters?
Okay, when I did the audit.
What?
I did the audits, and...
based on what? You are doing the audit based on what? Because at least you should be having a letter that proves what you are confirming to this committee. So kindly confirm to us, then you should provide us with copies before the dismissal. Kindly.
No, the copies, I don't have the copies.
Madam Mercy.
Yes.
You see, you are an auditor, so sometimes you don't have all those documents.
Yes, I don't have.
You are not pretty the information.
I'm not a custodian.
Don't mention. You just leave the part so that the HR can answer.
Yeah, I think that will be answered by the HR.
Also, Chairman, because you see she's the auditor, and her role is to actually verify the financial statements of a company and to maybe make a conclusion. Because sometimes you only give an opinion that maybe is the company, the company opinion. You don't want to give an opinion, a general opinion, is it? So maybe the details, those final details, sometimes if we say we push you too much, well, sometimes you give a general opinion, whether it is qualified, does the company qualify, or it is unqualified, is it? Again, maybe does it follow the principles of maybe the international principles of accounting? Does the company follow? Maybe the question that maybe I would like to ask you, because from the other reports that we have gone through, from the external reports, shows that currently the company is not up to date in terms of finance. The financial expenditure and the financial status of the company is not right. In your opinion, do you also feel the same, that the company is not running well? And the level where we are now is going to a level of insolvency. And maybe I want to because you are in the company, do you think also, maybe you can give us that general opinion that, do you think the company is still sustainable? Are we able to risk it? Because a problem well stated is a problem half solved. So for you, because you are the eye of the company, and we are finding a solution, we are trying to find a solution. We want to see the company stand up again and run on its toes. Give us, is the company running properly as per now, in your opinion? I don't want to go to all those small details. I want you to give us a general opinion.
Thank you. You can proceed, Mercy.
Okay, generally, a general overview about the finances of the company. The company is not, there's a risk of, we call it going concern. The liabilities are more than the assets, yes. So the company is not in a good financial position, yeah. And there is a risk of going concern, yeah. The company might not be able to sustain its operations, yeah.
Again, because you have well stated that the company might not be able to operate. And again, you have said the liabilities are more than the assets.
Yes.
Meaning if we sell Kewasco, we sell everything in Kewasco, we will still be again in debt, is it? Because you have sold everything, na bado unadaiwa. Yari unauza kila kitu in your shop, everything, and still somebody will come for you to look for more money. That's what I think you have said. Liabilities are more than assets. Again, recommendation, because you have stated very well. Now, what do you recommend for us to save Kewasco? What can we do? Is there anything we can do to actually save this company?
Yeah, the company needs assistance, yes. If there is any way that this house can help to bail out the company, it would go a long way in saving the company. Yeah. I'm saying if there is any way that this house can, if there is anything this house can do, maybe allocate finances, yeah, the company needs financial assistance.
Now, you have stated that if there is a way
Yes.
that can be done. Now, let me ask you from where you sit in Kewasco, what can you do within Kewasco to try and save before you come to the county assembly?
That is a very difficult question.
Okay. Anything, maybe, let me give you some suggestion, because you sit in Kewasco,
Yes.
I don't sit in Kewasco.
Yes.
Is there anything that we can do, for example, can we do away with maybe half of the employees, for example? Can we say we do away with half of the management, for example? Can we close some of the departments? Kindly, you are also an accountant. Give us some of the ideas. Maybe non-revenue could lead to the problem?
Actually, yeah, there are several recommendations that have been given. First of all, we have a very high non-revenue water of 53%, an average of 53%. So maybe one of the measures that can be done is to aim to reduce the non-revenue water. But now reducing the non-revenue water, it needs investment. That is why I'm saying the company needs to be bailed out. Another issue is like currently, the company is subsidized by the county government for payment of bulk water from Bomet County, and also payment of electricity bills. That is for Londiani, Kipkelion. If we ensure that there is a supply of water in Litain, Kapkatet, if there is a supply of water, enough supply throughout the year, I'm sure the company can pick, because part of what got us into this mess is there was a period there was no water in Litein, Kapkatet, and also Londiani and Kipkelion for a period of 9 months. That is what really caused a lot of issues, because there was no billing. If there is no billing, if there is no water to sell, you cannot bill, and you cannot collect revenue. Kewasco depends on, Kewasco's main revenue is through the water, the revenues, collections from the water bills. So if there was no water for a period of 9 months and there were bills that had to be paid, employees had to be paid salaries. So that is what caused, part of what caused the issue.
I'll not allow you more questions. Just clear up the one you have. I know you have a pack of questions. Let me give you 2 minutes to clear the remaining question, then I add around one. Yeah. Proceed on with the questions already posed to you.
You asked about Hilary Ngeno, that he signed a check of 127 million after he had left Kewasco. As audits, I don't have that report, but maybe what I can say on this, okay, I don't have a report, but maybe what I can say, which I think was, there are those checks that you sign when you are not in the office, so that maybe if you are traveling or it is anticipated that payments will be done when you are not in. So I don't think the technical manager transacted after he had left the company. Maybe it is one of those checks that he had signed, but I cannot give a report on this unless I go and check.
So you're not in agreement on the sign checked? That is on.
I'm not denying. I'm saying that is why I said there are those checks when you're out of the office, because you are a signatory. You can maybe because he was a signatory and he was leaving, maybe it was anticipated that payments would be done. So I'm just saying maybe that is the case. But
not that way.
I don't have that report.
You don't have the report.
I don't have that report.
That is what you should say, because
I don't have that report.
We have the acting technical manager since 2023.
Yes.
And the check was signed on May 2024.
I don't have that report. I'm not in a position to answer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Proceed. You are done with questions?
Yeah, I think I've answered.
Chairman.
Okay, let me give additional one, then we proceed.
Okay. Chairman, maybe before one, let me just, there is something about the fuel, the MD's vehicle. Madam Massey, how does MD give an account of the fuel that he uses in his vehicle? Because maybe if he's driving himself, how do you account for the fuel, or how does he account for the fuel that he uses in his vehicle? And another question is, are you aware of any items maybe that are procured dubiously and the supplier owes the company? One last question. Are you aware of any irregular recruitment of staff maybe that have not been requested by the relevant department. So I've asked you 3 questions. I don't know whether you've gotten them properly.
I think that is your last question, I believe, Martin. Are you noted down? Those are 2 questions. And one last one from Honorable Vincent.
Thank you. Now, Madam Nancy, Madam Master, sorry. There is a bank account that was frozen. I hope you are aware about it.
Yes.
And there were some legal issues surrounding that bank account. So kindly, you can elaborate about that and the process that can be done to unlock the money that is in that account. That's 5 million or something like that. Again, in the morning, the technical manager said that he requires staff to be able to save the non-revenue, which is the main loss, which is creating the losses in the company. Have you ever done audit on the number of staff per department? And if the number of staff allocated to each department actually does the right work, or staff are being recruited because maybe there is a push from the board members who want to put in or to employ their own people. Say that there is overburdening the company instead of recruiting the right number of people in the right departments. You can tell us the stock of the staff and relevant departments if you have the information. If you don't, you can now give us a breakdown and a report on that.
Those are 4 questions. The 5th one, Madam Mercy, you are aware of the HR manual? HR manual.
HR manual.
Are you aware of this, the HR manual, which actually expired 2019? And in the same, have you given the board any advisory concerning the expiry of the HR manual? Of course, you know, these are the manual whereby some staffs have been expelled using the same, which is unfair. Have you done any advisory concerning the HR manual which expired 2019 to the board members? You will explain that one. Then the last, answer those 5 questions, then I give you the last question as we are approaching the winding up.
You had asked about the MD's vehicle. Okay. An account. He doesn't. Okay, as I have said, he was given as part of the benefits, employment benefits, a company car. The problem is that he was not given a limit. So I don't know what you mean by how he accounts for.
As the internal auditor.
Yes.
Which advice do you give, have you ever given to the MD to account for the consumption of fuel he used, or he is free to use any?
As I had said, I have a report which I captured. I have captured even the MD's car, whereby I was saying the usage of the fuel is high, and KCR is part of what I did, yeah, and I presented to the board, yeah, and the board were satisfied. They did not raise any issue with the high amount of fuel.
Do you have a document that shows that you advise
Yes,
the board?
in the report, my report is in form of Yeah, I raised the issue. I said this is the fuel used, and I recommend that the fuel is high. It needs to be, because I was highlighting some of the vehicles which I felt had consumed fuel on the higher side. Yeah, which KCR was part of it.
So in simple terms, our HR is consuming a lot of fuel in
HR.
your report. Our MD.
Not always, like
Based on the report, based on these LPOs you have, invoices.
yeah, in my report I had raised that as one of the vehicles consuming.
One of the vehicles.
Yes.
So indeed, he is consuming a lot of fuel. Just be frank in your report.
Yeah, in my report I was recommending that the fuel needs to be reduced, the usage.
Okay,
Can
thank
you account for that fuel
Me, as
after
me?
consumption?
Yes.
Now, do you have any report that shows after fueling this car, it serves the company on this field and these areas, so that you can account for the fuel? Or it is only free that he can only fuel his car without giving out the services discharge? Have you ever advised on the work ticket as the auditor?
That was one of the issues that was raised by the external auditor in the recent report. Yeah. And now that is what will be presented to the board for the board to advise.
Okay, just proceed.
Yeah.
Proceed with other questions.
Yeah. The board now will decide if that is he needs to have, but that was the recommendation of the auditor. Yeah. You asked about the frozen bank account. Yeah, we had money that had been frozen at for Chemosit Water. There was we were waiting for communication from there was litigation touching on this, and there was a ruling that was done, and I think the company is now free to use this money, but now it is awaiting for approval from the board. I think once a board is formed, it will.
So, in your report, you are confirming that the litigation has been sorted out.
Yeah.
And how much are the money?
We were waiting. It's 5 million.
5 million frozen.
Yes.
So when the new board come on board,
Yes.
they shall execute.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Do you have the details of the bank accounts?
No.
In your
I don't
reports?
have the details. Oh, in
the report.
Yeah, in the report.
So can we be able to get the same accounts?
The account.
For the same sort.
Yes, we will. I'll provide.
Okay, thank you. You
In the
provide
report.
us. Proceed.
You asked about the HR manual which expired in 2019. This is an issue I had raised in the report, and it is an issue, and there was a consultant who had been asked to work on to come up with a new HR manual, and I think the consultant did. Maybe the HR can advise on the right status, but the manual expired in 2019. That one I had raised, and I can provide the report to that effect.
So if if they used to expel or dismiss some staffs, that is the likes of Bernard Koech and who were dismissed in 2020. That is injustice to them, because already you have advised on the same renewal of the HR manual, meaning they still need a review on the same, right?
The HR manual is heavily borrowed from the labor, is it Labor Act? Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, the labor laws. So even if the HR manual is expired, the labor laws applies. There are grounds for summary dismissal, even if.
As per your advisory, you confirmed that it expired 2019, right? Which they have to have a new HR manual. That is true.
Which I think we even have a draft.
But not in existence as of now.
Maybe the HR can confirm that. Let me not give.
But on your report, it's right, it expired 2019. And you have already given advisory for the new one.
Yes.
Thank you. Proceed.
You asked about the staffing, whether I've done an analysis on the staff placement per department, and that one I can say that one is a technical, which I might not be in a position to do that. I think it needs an expert to do such an analysis, to come and say in these departments, these are the duties and this is the qualification that might be required. I might not be in a position to do it as alone. It needs maybe an expert to do that.
Chairman, I think let me make my question clear. So I was asking about if maybe you are aware of any irregular recruitment of any staff, either technical or otherwise, without the request maybe from the relevant department. Maybe the department has not placed any request for additional staff, and maybe a staff have been recruited. I mean, without the request of the relevant department.
I don't have any in my reports. I don't have any which I can present, which I have done as a report, because the ones I audited, I was checking that, you see, we don't audit 100%. We do sampling, which is allowed in audit. So I can say I don't have a report to that effect, that if there are any, none that I'm aware of.
Okay, so you can maybe proceed with it. There is, Chairman, there was another question I had asked about the maybe items maybe that were procured dubiously, and maybe they were not delivered, items not delivered, and the supplier owes the company.
Items procured and not delivered. Okay. When I did the stores audit, I highlighted items which had variances, and they were small variances. I did not come across any item that has huge variances to warrant me to say okay, I can say I don't have any in my report. I also had that, but in audit, things are hearsay unless you can prove. So I did stock taking, and there were no variances. So if there were collusions or something, I am not aware of, because I should have identified from the variances. Because if an item is procured, there is a process. There are documentation attached, and then it is received at the store. So if you receive something that that is not there, I will capture it through variances.
So, Madam Mercy, you're almost coming to our end. So I think I'll give only one honorable member to ask a question. That is Honorable Eric Bett. And then we give you last to make your last remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My question is, you are the internal auditor, and you're the first line of defense when it comes to issues affecting Kewasco. Maybe just tell this committee, in your own view, or whom do you think has contributed the most for the failures of Kewasco? I know you sit in management, you tell us if it is the junior staff. What has ailed Kewasco? In summary, just tell this committee as you exit that, in your own view, if Kewasco was to go on the right trajectory, what must change? Who must go? What must be done? Because auditors know where the challenges are. Because this committee is also looking for a solution. As much as we're looking at the issues of Kewasco, we want to know, again, how do we make Kewasco to be the Kewasco that serves the people of Kericho County? So from where you sit an auditor who has been seeing those audit queries, how can Kewasco be revived? What must change? Who must leave? What structures must be put in place? Because at the end of this discussion, we're looking for a solution. So tell us, as internal auditor of Kewasco, who has seen it all, those challenges you've told us, how can we cure Kewasco? Thank you.
Madam, from Honorable Peter Kemoy.
Thank you. Let me ask, as per the policy of the company, do you generate LBO so that you can fuel, or you can fuel so that you can generate the LBO? And there is this customer's deposit account. What do you know about it? And as the auditor, how much is in that account? Is there any transaction which has been done on customer's deposit account? And what is the purpose of this account? Thank you.
Thank you. Briefly go through those questions.
Okay, you have asked about what is ailing Kewasco. Actually, what is ailing Kewasco is Kewasco has financial challenges. Yeah. And there are a number of issues that led to the financial challenges, ranging from the time when the long periods of where there was no water, and staff had to be paid, and other bills had to be paid, and also part of the issues that culminated into that is there were long periods of drought, so it is a build-up of so many things. There was also the issue of the subsidy that was to come from the county government, and it never came. So there are so many issues that led to the financial situation that the company is in. Regarding, you said...
Just a quick one, Are you sure the subsidy never came?
Okay.
Please because I was in this assembly, and we can prove you wrong that the subsidy came. So please
there is a subsidy that came to the company during the COVID.
Yes.
And then there is a subsidy that was for the merger. I'm talking about the one for the merger that never came. But Kewasco received a subsidy from the county to a tune of 16 million.
Yes.
Yeah, during COVID.
Yes.
There was another subsidy that was to come after the merger, for the merger.
What was it supposed to do, that amount?
It was supposed to cater for salary harmonization for the employees from the Rural Cost Center.
All right.
Yeah, it never came.
How to cure the challenges of the Kewasco? You've told us about the issues of challenges of financial.
Yeah, challenges of financial,
Yeah,
challenges of high non-revenue water, which has to
Yes.
be addressed.
Of course, now give us also now your own solution. What would be what did you tell this committee to adopt as part of the solutions? What must we do as a county assembly, as the county government, as Kewasco management? You are part of it. Tell us. Just address those three partners. And the county assembly must do what? You as management level, and also the county executive, if need be.
Yeah, county assembly needs to pass budgets to assist the company, and management needs to improve on, can say, productivity of the staff, and address issues like non-revenue water, and yeah, basically that is what needs to be done. You asked about the process of fueling. The process is an LPO has to be raised, yeah, and before fueling is done. But there are special instances where the fueling has been done without an LPO, maybe for the vehicles that are fueled over the weekend. The ones which I'm aware of, that sometimes the LPO is raised after. And then you asked about the customer deposits account. Yeah, there have been borrowings from the customer deposits account, dating way back to, they were not all done at once. I cannot give you the exact, unless I go through, I check in my reports the figure, the amount that is in the account, but there have been borrowings. Some were approved by the board, and the others dating way back from, there were borrowings even before I came to Kewasco. The deposit account was not, there were borrowings that had been done. So it was not, the figure that it's supposed to be when you compare the number of customers versus the deposit that should be in that account. So they are borrowings.
And is that the right figure? Is that the right standard when it comes to your advisory? Because borrowing, why borrow the customer's deposit? For example, you see, if I want now to refund back, I need my refund for the deposit of any meter, will I be able to get that money? You see, the standard practices doesn't allow that to happen. And according to your opinion, do you think that is the right direction?
Yeah,
and when you say you borrow, how much have you returned? Because when you talk of borrowing, there must be return.
yes.
So how much has been returned back?
Yeah, of course, the customer deposits and normal practice, it should remain as customer deposits, so that if a customer has stopped being a customer, they should be able to get their money back, their deposit. But since it's not envisaged that there is a time all the customers will exit at the same time. But I'm not saying that to justify that borrowings. Sometimes these borrowings, like some of the borrowings were done during the COVID, when the company was not able to pay salaries. There was a borrowing which was approved by the board. And then there was another instance where a borrowing was done to pay VAT for a project account. And these were approved by the board. And the process of refunding these deposits, currently there is a standing order of I think it's around 200,000 per month to refund the deposits. So we are slowly building, the company is slowly building the borrowings, the accounts.
When did it start to, the standing order start functioning when?
I think the account has a figure of over 6 million. An estimate, I don't have the exact figure. There is a standing order which is active.
When did you sign the standing order?
I don't have the exact dates. I'm not in a position to give the exact dates.
You see, I'm also an account holder. When you give a standing order and there's no fund in that account, it will not go. So this standing order you've given is under which account, and are there those funds to go there? Because giving a standing order is one thing, then is a different thing. So could you tell this committee which account have you given a standing order and if there are funds? Because if you're not able to pay statutory deductions, then how can we be sure that standing order is even active in the first place? It could just be a decoy to say that you're having a standing order. So which account? Is there money in that account you're saying that every month? Because the standing order is supposed to say that by 5th of every month, 5th, you deduct 200,000 to this account. So do you have that account which has money, or is it just because you should be telling us that this account, the last 2-3 months, we have deducted this amount of money? So can you come out clear on that issue of standing order?
I may not be in a position to give that. The finance manager will be in a better position to give that.
Okay, so you're just aware that it's a standing order, but you're not sure if the money is being remitted or not?
The account is building up, yeah, as to if I think the finance manager will answer that.
Okay.
Is in a better position to answer that.
So I think your 5 minutes is over, and most of the answers you are giving us belong with the accountants. And that direction, I didn't want you to go that direction, because you should be based on your reports, and don't protect anybody. So, and before I give you to make your parting remarks, I would like you to explain briefly the handrest, which is in Kewasco, as we speak now. You are aware of the strike which is ongoing, and briefly tell us the handrest. And of course, you are in a top management. What do you think can be done for the staffs to go back to work? And are you in support of the strike? Briefly, 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, there is the issue that the main reason for the unrest is the unpaid salaries and the unremitted deductions, payroll deductions, that is the loan deductions, the statutory deductions. Yeah, I believe those are the issues that are being raised. And you're saying if I'm in support of the strike, okay. In the position of the management, we are not supposed to be partisan to part of the strike. It's for the unionizable employees. So as management, you are supposed to be on the side of the company. You're supposed to be, but of course, currently my contract ended. So as I await for any communication, because I applied for renewal, so I cannot say as management, we are supposed to be neutral. We are not part of the strike. Yeah. And what was the other question?
What is the remedy? What do you think can be done to sort out the issues of strikes?
Of course, the remedy, people have to sit. People have to sit and talk about, of course, there will be, people have to sit to discuss on the issues that the staff are raising. Yeah. So I might not be in a position to give the remedy. The remedy will come from the sitting and ironing out issue, coming up with a return to work formula. Parties have to sit, the union and maybe the county and the MD. Those are the people who will sit and discuss the issues, and they are the ones who will come up with a solution.
You are running away from your position. You say you are in top management.
Yes.
Have you sat?
Have we sat?
Yes.
The day the strike began was the day my contract was ending.
Okay.
So I cannot sit.
Thank you. As you make your last remarks, I would like to ask you one question, and you'll just put it yes or no. As per the union and other members who have appeared before this committee, there is one issue that if the current MD leave the office, the strike will end. Is that true or false?
That is according to the union.
Just according to you, I'm asking you the same question. If the MD leaves the office, do you think the strike will end? Yes, say yes or no.
According to the union, the strike will end.
According to you?
The The union are the ones who are on strike.
According to you.
No, you're asking me a question which I am not in a position
Just
to
say yes or
answer,
no.
because it is the union who are on strike, and it is the union which is saying if the MD, as I had the proceedings yesterday.
So no, the MD will not, if MD goes, the strike will not end. You say yes or no? Only that.
You see, the union are the ones who are on strike, and they are saying if the MD leaves.
Okay, continue making your last remarks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I might not talk for the union, because the MD might leave and they might continue. So it's them who knows if the MD leaves, if they will end the strike.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll give you this juncture to make your last remarks.
Okay. Kewasco is in a financial difficulty, and Kewasco needs to be assisted to get back on its operations. Currently, this unrest is affecting so many things, because there is nothing that is going on. There is no readings, there is no collections going on, although the services of providing water have not been stopped, but so many issues are being affected, and the earlier this issue is addressed, the better for the company. So I urge all the relevant parties, that is now the union and the county, they need to work on a return to work formula. They need to sit and talk and iron out the issues and come up with whatever agreements they will come up with. I don't want to say to give the solutions, which I don't know what they'll come up with during
Thank you, Madam Mercy. I know you are not giving us a solution, and but by and large, I want to thank you. But before you leave this institution, you'll give us. You are required to give us the quarterly report through the email, indicating the usage of fuel, and of course the minutes of the audit committee, and the appointment letters through your mail. I know you have them in your documents there.
Sorry?
You are required to give us the quarterly report.
Yes.
Indicating the usage of fuel, minutes of the audit committee, and of course the appointment letters before you leave. So otherwise, I want to wish you well success in your endeavors, and of course the report, we shall be tabling this report in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we appreciate your efforts. And we request you any relevant documents you have which will assist this committee as per the letter which was sent to you. So we shall appreciate so much. Otherwise, wish you well. Have a fruitful day ahead of you. Thank you very much. So since our meeting stand adjourned until